It's unlike anything you've ever seen. It has other entities that fly in its living sounds and across the hidden realms. There are people that shut their parents foundation. You have a dragon. Full scale. Dragon attack.
All right, you schmucks, that's enough. Give me those crystals. My lords and ladies and citizens from across the magical realms, settle in, because we've got a developing situation here that's hotter than a freshly forged longsword. This is Barnaby Buttercup, your friendly neighborhood halfling, with the latest dispatch from just outside of Smithfield. Now you all know about Smithfield, peaceful little town, known for its prize-winning pumpkins and surprisingly good honey mead. Well, it seems their tranquility has been shattered by something a little less pastoral. We have just received frantic reports, and I mean frantic, folks, the kind of reports that make even my stout heart do a little jig, of a large, scaled creature descending upon the village. Witnesses describe it as immense, with wings that blot out the evening sun, and, well, a whole lot of fire. Yes, you heard that right, people. Fire! And not the cozy hearth kind, the kind that turns thatched roofs into, shall we say, less thatched roofs. We are talking a full-scale, honest-to-goodness dragon attack. Now, the details are still hazy, but it sounds like this beastie, described as having scales the color of a stormy sky and eyes like molten gold, has swooped down without warning. We are getting unconfirmed reports of livestock scattering, villagers taking cover, and at least one very brave, or possibly very foolish, soul attempting to fend it off with a pitchfork. We are sending over our bravest intern, young Timmy Thistlewick, as close as we dare get, for more information. But let's be honest, Timmy is more accustomed to delivering pies than dodging dragon fire. The Smithfield Guard, bless their dear cotton socks, are doing what they can, but let's face it, their training probably did not cover dealing with a Class 5 fire-breathing lizard. We have also heard rumblings from the nearby Adventurers Guild in Pinetop. Hopefully some sellswords with a penchant for slaying scaly things are already on their way. In the meantime, we urge everybody in the surrounding areas to remain indoors and keep a watchful eye on the skies. If you see anything at all, please send word via messenger pigeon, and make sure that that pigeon is a fast one. We will keep you updated as the situation unfolds. Stay safe out there, folks, and maybe say a little prayer to whatever deity you fancy. This is Barnaby Buttercup, reminding you that sometimes the bedtime stories are real.
Now listen here, mortal. I have something to say.
Oh my! We'll be right back!
When a dragon leaves his home, he has certain expectations.
Welcome to you, O mighty Lord Templars. A warm welcome to the Ethereals, the Bone Guard, the Miners, the Entertainers, and citizens of all walks of life here in the Lost Realm. Welcome back to Crossroads Chronicles, the show that delves into the most fascinating and often unusual stories from across the realm. Today we have a truly unique guest. He's an individual who by his very nature tends to inspire, well, let's just say strong reactions. Please welcome, if you dare, Morwen, a banshee with aspirations beyond his mournful wail.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a bit quieter than I anticipated. Most places tend to become quite lively when I arrive.
We've taken some precautions, Morwen. Magic dampeners, soundproofing, a very brave gnome on the faders, but let's get right to it, shall we? A banshee? Wanting to be a reporter? Most of your kind are content to, shall we say, herald doom?
Oh, no, that's a common misperception. We herald change. And what is a reporter but a herald of change, right? The bringer of news, uncoverer of truth, the shelterer of silence. I find it remarkably similar to my natural inclinations, just with, less existential dread for the listener.
Less existential dread. Your wail is legendary, Morwen. It can stop a heart.
A focused application of sound. Think of it as extreme emphasis, right? And while I will admit it is effective, it is not particularly conducive to an interview. Hence my current modulated tone. I've been practicing, you see. It's rather difficult, actually, sometimes, holding back centuries of accumulated anguish.
I imagine so. What kind of stories would a banshee reporter even pursue? The spectral beat? Hauntings? Real estate values in abandoned castles?
Oh, all that and more. I have a unique perspective, you see. I can perceive the echoes of past events, the lingering emotion, the unsaid truth. Imagine the exclusive interviews, eh? Spirits of forgotten kings revealing the true histories of their realms, whispers of ancient curses laid out plain. My reporting would not just tell you what happened, but why it lingers.
That is undeniably compelling. But what about the practicalities, Morwen? I mean, deadlines, getting sources to talk when they might literally faint in your very presence.
I believe my intimate knowledge of the veil between worlds would be an asset. And as for the sources, well, I am quite confident that I can adapt. Perhaps a bit of a subtle approach, a gentle reminder of their mortality, or maybe even to encourage candour, simply doing as I'm doing now, a polite and engaging conversation. I have even prepared a few mock headlines, if you would like to see my potential.
All right, Morwen. Let's see what you got.
Breaking news! Rich Lord's new skincare regime revealed. Critics say it's an undustly pale. Or how about this one, a bit more serious?
Echoes of betrayal. Haunted elven forest reveals.
Tales of forgotten war crimes. Yeah, one more. My personal favourite for a softer piece. The secret life of ghouls, more than just grave robbers. A heartwarming look into their community gardens.
Ah, community gardens. Morwen, you're you're full of surprises. This is remarkably good.
I aim to please, and of course to inform. I do believe that my unique sensitivities, shall we say, would bring a fresh perspective to your journalism. A reporter who can literally feel the pulse of history.
Well, Morwen, you have certainly given us all something to think about, and I would say you've made a rather spirited case for your new career path. Crossroads Chronicles will be watching your future endeavors with great interest.
Oh, thank you. And perhaps one day you'll be reading my byline, eh? Though I do hope it doesn't cause any undue distress.
Well, we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. That's all the time we have for today's Crossroad Chronicles. Please join us next time. I've got a mental image of that ghoul community garden when he was talking. Surprisingly vivid. I wonder if... Greetings, Seekers of Destiny, and welcome once more to the arcane whispers of Ilara Meadowlight. 2 weeks have now spun from the loom of fate since the Nara's chilling clarity descended upon Moonhaven. Its pure logic still echoes in the rustle of the leaves. 4 weeks have passed since the Phoenix's fiery promise first painted the dawn. And now, as the Moonhaven Falls continues its unending song, a new and subtle, yet profound omen has unveiled itself. Around the ancient and weather-worn standing stones that mark the old elven path leading to Moonhaven, a rare luminescent moss has begun to bloom with an unprecedented speed and brilliance. It shimmers with an ethereal soft glow, even in the deepest of shadows, pulsing with a quiet, ancient vitality. This unexpected luminescence speaks of hidden magic stirring, of forgotten or ignored energies awakening, and of subtle truths illuminated from the very heart of time itself. The sudden flourishing of this rare and powerful omen reveals ancient wisdom, unexpected inner vitality, and the gentle surfacing of long-dormant abilities. Where the Phoenix sparked transformation, and the Nara offered a cold clarity, the moss brings a quiet, internal illumination. For all, this suggests a time when subtle insight and forgotten strength will become evident once again, guiding you softly through the complexities unveiled by the previous omens. Pay special attention to your intuition and to the whispers from deep in your past. For those born under the sign of the Whispering Willow, mid-spring to early summer, the moss whispers of deep, ancient roots, providing unexpected nourishment for your new growth. The gentle glow of the luminescent moss indicates that the new beginnings and reflections encouraged by the phoenix are now being subtly reinforced by a deeper, perhaps even ancestral source of wisdom. Solutions to recent logical challenges, possibly brought on by the Nara, may now appear through quiet, almost intuitive understanding of ancient patterns. This is a time when insights from the past will illuminate your present path, offering unexpected emotional or spiritual sustenance. The murmuring of the Moonhaven Falls now carries a soft, guiding hum, advising you to listen to the quiet urgings of your oldest instincts. A smooth, moss-covered stone or an intricately patterned seed found in a place of quiet contemplation could be your token of inner wisdom. For those born under the sign of the Soaring Griffin, that is, late summer to early autumn, your ambitious ascent is now subtly guided by forgotten wisdom, revealing overlooked pathways to success. The luminous moss suggests that your pursuit of higher goals, empowered by the phoenix's fire and refined by the Nara's logic, will now benefit from a hidden knowledge or an overlooked resource. A seemingly insurmountable challenge may reveal itself in a simple, elegant solution rooted in ancient principles. This is a time to look beyond the obvious, to seek out forgotten lore, or consult those who hold the wisdom of the ages. Your greatest strength may lie in rediscovering an ancestral method. The distant roar of the falls now echoes with a resonance that feels both powerful and profoundly old, advising you to honor the past even as you reach for the future. An aged, intricately carved item, or a faint glowing mineral found on a seldom trod path could well be your key to hidden potential. For those of you born under the sign of the Deepening Mire, mid-autumn to early winter, the subtle light of the moss illuminates your deepest secrets, revealing not just truth, but also a quiet, endearing strength. The Nara's cold analysis brought clarity to your hidden truths, and now the luminescent moss brings a gentle, revealing light to that which still lies obscured. You may uncover not just facts, but also the enduring, quiet vitality that has sustained complex situations or relationships through time. This is a period where long-buried secrets might not surface with a shock, but with a soft, undeniable glow, allowing for deep, systemic understanding and healing. Trust the insights that feel ancient and deeply right. The slow and persistent trickle of the falls now shimmers with an internal light, reminding you that true understanding can be found in the most unassuming of places. A piece of petrified wood, or a small glowing fungoid found in a secluded dark place, may illuminate a profound truth for you. For those of you born under the sign of the Frozen Hearth, late winter to early spring, your magnificent rebirth is now grounded in ancient vitality, securing your new form with enduring strength. The phoenix's promise of rebirth is now being deeply reinforced by the ancient, life-giving energy of the luminescent moss. Your new beginnings, honed by the Nara's precision, will draw upon a wellspring of enduring vitality that has long been dormant. This is a time when you will feel a profound connection to the resilient spirit of the land and to the deep primal strength within yourself. Your transformation is not just about shedding the old, but about rooting yourself in a wisdom that transcends time. The steady flow of the falls, even in winter, now radiates a subtle warmth and a deep, enduring hum, speaking of a rebirth that is both vibrant and eternally grounded. A sturdy, ancient root unearthed, or a surprisingly warm, smooth pebble found near growing things may well be a symbol of your deep and lasting power. Please remember that these are but whispers from the cosmic currents, glimpses into what may be. The choices you make and the actions that you Take. These are the true shapers of your destiny. And may the light of the moon guide your path, and may your journey be filled with discovery and fortune, especially as the ancient wisdom of the land reveals its luminous heart to you. This has been Ilara Meadowlight with your Omen Outcast.
Good afternoon, listeners, and welcome back to the Moonhaven Falls Crystal Network. This is Barnaby Buttercup. A few hours ago, I was standing in the south pasture of the Greenwell Farm investigating reports of an extraordinary event, and to my surprise, found proof that the tale is even stranger than fiction. Joining us live from his home is the man who endured this strange event, Farmer Digby Greenwell. Welcome to the show, Digby.
Good afternoon there, Barnaby. Glad to be here, I suppose. I'd much rather be tending to my prize-winning rutabagas, truth be told.
Of course, Digby. Now, for our listeners who haven't yet heard the full account, tell us about the moment that the unusual fog rolled in a few nights ago.
Well, it was just before the dawn. I looked out and saw it rolling in silent as a shadow cat, thicker than pea soup as well. But it weren't white or gray like a normal mist. This fog was a deep swirling purple, and it felt, well, it weren't wet. It was just bone-chilling cold, even for this time of year.
For our listeners at home, fog is in fact rather typical for this time of year.
Oh, aye, but not like this. See, normally it'll soak you through in a moment, but this time, covered the ground so thick you couldn't even see your boots down at your feet. But the stars above you were still clear as day, right above that. Like the fog were hiding something. It weren't the usual can't-see-your-hand stuff either. It didn't seem to hang in the air, but rather it clung to the ground at right about knee-high. And the silence, well, swallowed all sound. Even best me old hound was quiet.
Unnerving. And you said it didn't just feel cold. You said it felt hostile, is that correct?
It felt hungry, Mr. Buttercup. And it smelled, too, faintly of brimstone, but also something older, like dry parchment or wet earth. I barred the windows and doors. I may do foolish things sometimes, but I wasn't dumb enough to be going out into any of that.
Did you see anything, Digby, or hear anything from outside at all?
Whispers? Faint, sibilant whispers on the wind. I couldn't make out any words, but they sounded, ancient and unhappy, like something was trapped and yearning. And then there was the movements, shadows, tall, gaunt shapes that seemed to flicker at the edge of my vision outside the window. And once, I swear I saw a pair of glowing red eyes staring back at me from the darkness near the trees.
Goodness gracious, this is quite a tale. Now, I can personally attest to the fact that the fog has left behind physical evidence. You and I went out together after I arrived and poked around. Could you tell our listeners what it was that you found?
Well, in the middle of my south pasture, the ground was strewn with these translucent leaves. They look brittle, almost like glass, but they don't break, and you can see right through them. And the crops in that field, they all look pale, lifeless almost, but that ain't all. Right near where the fog was thickest, I found this.
And for our listeners, Digby is now holding up a single smooth black stone. It's like nothing I've ever quite seen before. It looks almost like volcanic glass, but seems to glow with a dull purple light, and it is still actively shedding fog or perhaps smoke.
Oh, it's obsidian, near as I can tell, but I ain't never seen anything like it on my land before. I believe this is a piece of that strangeness, Barnaby. A piece of whatever it is that fog brought in.
Well, Digby Greenwell, thank you very much for sharing your extraordinary experience with us here in the Moonhaven Falls Crystal Network. The combined evidence of the crystal leaves and the stone shard suggests the fog was not just weather phenomena, but something that actually consumed energy and left behind a tangible remnant of its passage. We will have to be looking into this further. And, ladies and gentlemen, when combined with a curious lack of anyone claiming any of the bounties on undead, it means that there are perhaps more things lurking just beyond the edges of our understanding than we realize. This has been Barnaby Buttercup, reporting live on the scene. Back to you, Audric.
Local reporter gets the scoop. Dragon desperate to reclaim stolen hoard from Smithfield Guild. In an exclusive interview that's sure to send tremors through the local guilds, Cub reporter Timmy Thistlewick has sat down with a surprisingly distraught dragon, Igneous Fireheart, whose legendary hoard was pilfered during a recent, ill-timed vacation to the elemental plane of water with a dear friend of his.
I must say, Mr. Igneous, you are a magnificent specimen of a dragon, with your scales the color of a stormy sky and your eyes like gold, though they currently seem dimmed with your recent loss. Can you recount your shocking discovery upon your return?
It feels like 1 minute I'm soaking in a rejuvenating sulphurous water, and the next, just a big, echoing cave where mountains of gold and jewels that sang in the moonlight, artifacts older than the mountains themselves used to be.
Who are your prime suspects in this audacious heist?
The leadership of the Smithfield Adventurers Guild, according to a hastily scribbled note. It was left perched precariously on a single brass coin. It bore the unmistakable insignia of the Smithfield Blacksmith, Jewelers, and Antiquarians Guilds, and the note, which I might add, has cryptically stated that my hoard is being held for safekeeping and equitable redistribution. Equitable redistribution. Those greedy rats couldn't equitably redistribute air if their lives depended on it. That hoard was mine, earned through centuries of diligent acquisition. Let's just say it was rightfully mine, as no one alive has any claim on it anymore.
So, Mr. Fireheart, what are your next steps? Are we talking fire and brimstone ascending upon Smithfield Guildhall?
Honestly, I'd prefer not to. Property damage paperwork is a nightmare, and the local fire department gets awfully testy. I was hoping for a more diplomatic approach. It's why I agreed to this interview, young Thistlewick, to appeal to the good citizens of Smithfield. Surely they wouldn't condone such blatant larceny, even against one such as I. It would have been different if I had been there, and they had bested me. They didn't. There's no honor in this. No honor at all. This is not the way things are done.
Mr. Igneous? What are you missing? What has so much value to you?
Scepter of the Whispering Wind. A diamond the size of a robin's egg. It supposedly granted the bearer eloquence. Also, a collection of ancient joke scrolls from the Goblin Empire. And those scrolls are hilarious. The one about the troll and the misplaced dentures? Comedy gold, I'm telling you.
The Smithfield Guild leaders were unavailable for immediate comment, though a hastily issued press release has vaguely alluded to necessary resource management and community enrichment initiatives. As the interview concluded, young Timmy recorded one last quote for us.
Tell them, young Thistlewick. Tell the people what they've done. Tell them Igneous just wants his things back. And maybe, just maybe, they'll return them before I have to resort to less civilized methods.
We will continue to follow this developing story. Will the guild leaders return the dragon's treasure, or will Smithfield soon be experiencing a heat wave unlike any other? Stay tuned for updates. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our episode for this week. If you were entertained, amused, intrigued, or engaged by this, there's a couple of ways that you can help to ensure the show's continued production. Please take a moment to like the video, share it with a friend, and leave a comment with your thoughts below. If you're listening in a podcast platform, a quick rating is actually invaluable to us, and we very much appreciate you taking a moment to let other people know that we're worth listening to. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel or follow the podcast. It's a free, simple action that is absolutely essential to the continuation of our production. And for those of you who wish to directly invest in the future of our work, please explore our community on Patreon. We offer several membership tiers with exclusive benefits, and of course, your financial support is what makes it possible for us to deliver this kind of content week after week. We genuinely appreciate all of you showing your support, and we would like to thank you for continuing to do so. And I look forward to seeing you next episode.